And we are live. Welcome into episode 45. It's fitting. Episode 45 of the company. It is 45. January 14th, year of our Lord. And we back. I think we got everything back in the groove. We got our bearings about us after the holidays, so the rest of the show should be coming up pretty nicely and pretty regularly. Got my panel down here. Got Sosa, got Izzo, got Rich. We're gonna talk about some things. Some things we probably shouldn't talk about. Some things we are gonna talk about anyway. And you know, the first thing we got to talk about tonight is this struggle meal we just had at the White House.
Can I get a number one large with a Coke?
Oh my God.
You so stupid.
First thing I thought about when I saw that table of McDonald's or whatever else was up there was we got some of the greatest athletes in college football, the greatest team in college football. These guys take care of their bodies 24 hours a day so they can do what they got to do on the field, on and off.
I would. That's a stretch, but go ahead.
Yeah, because
first thing you're gonna do for these pieces of human machinery is give them McDonald's. What the fuck? I laughed. I felt sorry for them. I felt bad for us. Because it's like, even when you're winning, you're losing.
Yup.
Does anybody know why we got McDonald's?
Because I was about to say, because a lot of white people play for Clemson, and I don't claim them as my squad.
Yeah.
But nah, I feel what you're saying. Like, Marcus made a good point in the chat. We always talk about Marcus like the man behind the curtain or some shit,
right?
By the way, but
he's a bankroll.
He made a good point, and I even said, like, I don't like Clemson. I really don't. But I really felt like at that moment they represented South Carolina, and I don't even give a shit about the food thing. I just think that was the icing on top of the damn ice cream, the sundae, whatever you want to call it. But they fucking ran to the White House.
It was a week
like,
later.
Y'all just want a week, like, y'all ran, and it's like there wasn't no hesitation.
Nope.
There wasn't no like we're gonna talk about it with the team. It's kind of like, hey boys, we gonna go to the White House. Like, if you say something, it's a done deal. Because we know good and goddamn well there's people on the team that probably had no desire to be there.
Hell no.
Because it's America. I don't care. Like, we want to go. I don't even want to hear that. Nope.
It wasn't even a choice.
But we already know that our two senators had all to do with that because they like to be obedient to their master chief. So,
Claire.
Yeah. So that's how I feel about it. It was an embarrassment for South Carolina that they ran up there while other teams at least think about it. The hockey team didn't even go there that fucking fast.
I think it was a timing thing, man. It's during all this shit, and everybody's starting to turn against this man because people are starting to feel the effects of the shutdown. Even if you're not somebody who's not working, something is affecting you.
Right.
So right when he starts looking like the devil, he wants to do something all-American, like bring a team up there.
And this ain't all-American.
Wait, what happened? I missed that part. I'm sorry.
I was saying right when he does something all-American, like brings a football team and speaks in front of them.
Yeah.
So I think it was kind of like it was a publicity stunt.
Yeah.
On his part, I don't know. I think it was on his part.
I love McDonald's, but I'm not going to the White House to eat McDonald's.
And here's my thing with the go ahead, Rich.
No, go ahead. You good?
Here's my thing with the McDonald's. Okay. They said the reason they had McDonald's is because the staff is on furlough and he didn't have anybody to cook.
You were the most powerful man on the planet. You telling me that McDonald's was your only option? Nah, man. Y'all could at least went for Zaxby's or something.
I'd have been lit on Zaxby's.
How many people should be pining at the opportunity to cook and cater for the White House just to get their truck on TV for 2 minutes?
All of DC would have been like, I'm down. Seafood,
Yeah, all these little mom and pop catering shops.
Yes,
I
exactly.
think it would have been dope to do like food trucks at least or something. You know what I'm saying? To where they didn't have to worry about it, like something. I'd be like,
He's
oh,
not
that's
a
not
personable.
bad. No,
He doesn't know what. He's not a personable guy.
This is what I did here. Now he only eats fast food because he's afraid of somebody poisoning him.
well, shit, you can get poisoned from fast food. I know plenty of people that had that happen.
You can get, I mean, you can get poisoned just from eating McDonald's in general.
Yeah.
But that whole thing was that whole thing was horrible. So that's just what I heard. Now, other than that, I really think they could have put something together. Even if they couldn't, then just do the damn thing at the regular time a month down the road. Maybe this whole thing would have been over and your staff would have been it was so half-assed.
I don't like how they paraded those kids like that. And I mean, I know there's people that were probably with it and whatnot, or wanted to go to the White House because of their dream. Even black, probably. You never know. But it's like y'all paraded them as like political like not figures, political like figurines is almost better. Just put them out there, just threw them out there, and it's like it's always our fucking state doing some dumbass shit like that. Like that.
I laugh.
Like we just.
And another thing, I don't know if you ever watched these things before, where the president brings these teams up. Usually, the team is behind the president, like standing up on stage.
Yeah, I didn't see it. So how did that go? Because I refused to watch.
They were in the crowd. They were like in the crowd facing.
You were lying.
Really?
No.
Yeah, they're supposed to be up on like the little bleacher thing, so you can kind of
because that's how the Astros were.
No, they were down.
You made it all about him.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have at least had Trevor up in front. He white.
Or at least Hunter Renfrow. He's like 40.
Yo, Hunter's the truth, but Hunter got to cut off their hair, bro. Or the lack thereof.
No,
21.
He had the entire team down in the with like the press and everybody else.
Where was Dabo?
Dabo was behind him.
Okay.
Of course,
and you know, Lindsey was slithering somewhere. I saw him at some point.
Sucking dick.
And but yeah, that's where everybody was. So that part made the whole thing awkward as well. Like, why is the team down here in front of the cameras to make it look like there were a lot of people there?
Oh man.
You know,
he's a piece of work.
Caught, man.
And he did address the fact that he brought him in there earlier. He was like, "Yeah, we usually do this later, but I know you guys have practice and you're trying to get ready for blah 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 blah.
Lies.
So we brought you here early." I'm like, I don't like it.
Lies,
I don't
man.
like it.
Practice? When's the combine?
When's the combine? Normally in April.
Yeah.
Normally. Well, I take that back. That's coming up soon. April is the draft. Give me a second.
Oh,
I mean, dude, like, let's be real. That's a 6-hour trip. That's a 2-hour flight to DC and back
for a day, and then come back.
Right. That's an overnight trip. If that.
No. And if I was a supporter, if I was a Trump supporter, and that's how I was treated after I won a national championship, I would be questioning my importance to this man. You know, how important are the people who support him if you can't even feed a football team correctly and you had time to plan something? Okay, nobody in the White House is cooking. Find somebody else. Put security on them. Make sure they're cooking everything right. Feed these kids like you're supposed to.
Hey, real quick, the combine is February 26th through March 4th.
They got time.
So yeah, it was just embarrassing to me, and I feel sorry for them boys. I feel sorry for them kids, man. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, "Yeah, you shouldn't feel sorry for him. It was an honor to be in the president's presence." Okay,
he ain't no fucking king or monarch. But real quick, why everything they do or things they put on so half-assed, so like I don't know. It's just like always a bad performance, a bad show. Like just when they did the Eagles thing, because they were mad the Eagles didn't come. Like that was even trash. And all the reporters who went were like, when I talked to all these people in the audience, none of these people even knew who Nick Foles was.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knew who Chris Long was. Nobody knew who Alshon Jeffrey was. Like, they literally had to pay staff and other people that they knew to be out there to bullshit and lie. Like, what is wrong? Like, what's going on? Like, everything is just half-ass. Everything is half-ass.
It is.
But this is what people wanted.
That's all it is. His team sucks.
He sucks. So that's part of the problem. It's top down.
He does, but your team, publicist, PR team, whatever, they're supposed to be there to fucking hold your hand and keep stupid shit from happening.
But see, and that's the thing with the PR team. If you're somebody who's not going to listen to anybody else, after a while, your PR team's like, fuck it, he ain't gonna say that. He ain't gonna listen to us anyway. You know, you're trying to help somebody who won't accept your help.
Yeah, I can't argue.
It's kind of like your guardian angels when they just been like, you know what, fuck it, die. You know, so that's what it was. I'm the whole thing is just foobar. And then somebody brought up, said, "Oh, Clemson went. I don't see why them girls couldn't go when they was invited to the White House." And I'm like,
that ain't got nothing to do with that. And you already know Dawn is outspoken. She can do what the fuck she want to do because she's a damn American. She can exercise that right. I ain't gotta go nowhere where I ain't wanted.
And they tried to half-ass their thing anyway. They tried to incorporate the girls' basketball team into some kind of huge event.
Yeah,
when they deserve to be there as
get out.
And I hope people know that wasn't just about black. That was about women. I hope a lot of those white people understand that. I was like, you're a woman. And it wasn't just about black thing.
It's like, oh, the football team won. Oh, the baseball team won. Ooh, the women's basketball team. Let's make a women's day. You can't acknowledge these women for the athletes they are.
Yeah,
maybe they'll come to these things.
Thank you.
So that was just another effed up situation that they tried to half-ass.
So, much love to Dawn Staley.
Absolutely.
And now you got a whole football team trying to take a shit before they get on the airplane.
Did you see the link that I put in the chat where it's just like them at 3:00 a.m. when at McDonald's activated? Little boy crying.
Oh my god, that was hilarious.
If I was one of those kids or one of any of these athletes to get to go to the White House, I'd go. I wouldn't go meet the president, but I'd go on that fucking tour.
That might be the last stop or two. Like, all right, man, I'm getting off here.
Fucking right.
I'll be in the van.
My way into the Oval Office too.
I'll be in the van.
This is what
I live in Washington.
Yo, to be real, I thought about this after we joked about it earlier. But if I had already declared for the NFL, I'd have been like, "Nah, I'm good. Not coming no more." Because I'm not in class no more. Nope. Even if I didn't graduate, I'm not going to class no more. I'm preparing for the combine. I ain't going. You gotta go.
You know what?
I have no obligation to y'all no more. I ain't going.
On one hand, these kids were probably afraid that not going,
like
some sort of statement would have affected them going to the NFL.
That is true.
You kind of right.
You do got a lot of these big higher ups in the NFL that do
Jerry.
Yeah,
but my thing is, you ain't gonna take Dexter Lawrence or Christian Wilkins? Okay, now if you that damn racist or be like, I can't keep him in check, you a fool. You're missing out on good talent. Just because they don't want to bow down to some university or
they don't
state.
Like money, man.
I always think it's a state because honestly, it's probably those board of trustees that had a lot of that move involved that dealt with a lot of the senators. We know how it goes.
Yeah,
because they got that emotion way too fast.
Hey, man.
Alabama ain't never been there that fast.
Hell no,
ever.
They won last week. They never been there that fast.
They put them boys on the Concord.
Yes.
So you telling me
they just won last Monday? A week?
Yeah,
It's only been a week. An exact week. I ain't even think
Who
about
the fuck does that in a week?
Hold on a second. I get that has to mean that his schedule is real clear to do something like that.
Because nobody wants to meet with him or anything.
All right, so his schedule is so clear. His schedule is so clear. He can organize a visit, clear the White House for who he needs to, put together the security staff, get these boys down here, room them, board them, and all you can get is McDonald's.
That's pathetic. That's pathetic.
He been in the White House all weekend. Like
that's what he said. He said that. He said,
I'm a shut-in.
Mm-hmm.
Putin don't want to meet with him because fuck, I'm done with you. I don't need you no more. The government shut down.
Mm-hmm.
So you ain't got nobody to fucking yell at.
Yo, this government shutdown is affecting so many aspects of different people's lives. You know, somebody snuck a gun onto an airplane today.
Bruh.
No, did it finally happen?
Yeah.
I was wondering.
What happened?
It's nothing but a matter of time, man.
Yeah, somebody got a gun onto the onto an airplane.
Yeah, I saw that early this morning. Yeah, I did see that.
So
what's like from Atlanta to Chicago or something like that?
Hey,
so. No, it was Atlanta. It was an international flight, I think.
Oh yeah, it was out of Atlanta though, right?
Yeah, it was out of Atlanta.
And I've been to Atlanta Airport. Like, it's huge, so it's like they dealt with so many people. I could easily see that to be understaffed, because that's the busiest airport damn near in the world, traffic wise. Yeah, and I could easily see that their concourses are wide too. To get all that traffic through.
And this is what's happening. I mean, things aren't moving anymore. He's shutting down the country. Now, I did see that they did pass a bill where they're going to stop the shutdown with or without his say so today. So we'll see how far that goes. But I mean, when you do stuff like this, it does slowly shut down the country. I was reading that like next week, school lunches are going to be canceled.
Oh my God!
Jeez, really?
Like as soon as next week, because they don't have any money. So I mean, you have to have some sort of humanity when you're in this office, and this guy has none.
That's what I'm saying. He's not a personable guy. He doesn't know what it's like to be regular Joe Schmo.
Mm-hmm.
Never. Like nobody in his family has been that way. The last person was like that was like his grandfather or great grandfather that came over here. Other than that, it's like no, his daddy was. We're talking about the people that came from Germany.
Oh,
yeah.
So I mean, so you got the TSA's not doing anything because they're not getting paid.
I don't even blame them.
So of course, like I said, you got the school lunches shutting down next week if we don't get this thing back up and running. You got who else was somebody else wasn't working? Oh man, it was on the tip of my tongue and it went away. But slowly but surely. You said what?
Chapo's guards.
Yeah, El Chapo's guards. That is actually a good point.
His guards ain't working.
That is actually a great point.
Like you got people guarding the most dangerous motherfuckers in the world, and you ain't paying them.
Yeah, somebody gonna be free.
I'm telling you, they're gonna slide that little thing open and say, "Hey, buddy, how's that rent going?"
Right.
No, or they're gonna say something about his family down to his children or what grade he got last week. They were like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna let this motherfucker out. He know too much."
Yeah. So it's I don't know. I think the dude's just purposely shutting down the country because I mean, think about it. You're gonna do all this stuff to create all this anarchy and craziness that's gonna take us more than a couple months to get out of, and then you're gonna put a wall all the way around us. That sounds like some kind of purge shit to me. He's gonna be dividing the country into districts.
It's gonna be the Hunger Games out here.
Hunger Games, yeah.
Hell yeah! I mean,
Brian, where are we going again, Brian? Where are we getting out of here to? We going to Ghana?
Y'all
think about it, man.
Yeah,
the food inspectors. There are no food inspectors.
You forgot about that. That is good.
What's gonna happen is the food's gonna get tainted and bad and shit, and this is gonna be a small supply of shit that we can actually eat.
Yeah.
Damn. Y'all better start using hand sanitizer.
We'll start selling
Twinkies.
We'll start selling their kids for beanie weenies and shit. I mean,
damn. That was like
funny, but it's not funny.
Weenies.
It can happen.
I hope y'all didn't hear what I said.
What'd you say? Nah,
we're not repeating it.
Offline.
I got these later type shit. I got these cheeseburgers.
Yep, you got it. That's exactly right. You got it. That's where I went.
Nope.
Yeah.
Because I'll be old dog at that point.
That's a good reference. I like that.
I'm telling you, man, we getting there.
I heard Struggle Meal. Hey, man, I heard Struggle Meal on a national television news broadcast today.
Time to stop saying it.
Were they interviewing somebody, or was it
They were actually interviewing somebody. It was a member of the Coast Guard's wife. It was on CBS this morning, and she actually said she was making a struggle meal, and I was like, "Yo, it is bad when you hear someone say struggle meal." I think, but the thing that surprised me the most about it wasn't the fact that she said it, but that the anchor actually had to ask what it was. You know, I mean, it's like, so what is that like? I don't know if you put those two words together, that doesn't sound good. You know, like
don't taste good either.
Some concoctions be bussing.
Jeez, man. I've been in situations where we had less than what was adequate to eat, and you look in the refrigerator and you got that last few things that you never want, like bologna. I don't eat bologna, but push come to shove.
Why do you buy it? Why you don't eat bologna? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, why do you buy it? If you're a kid, I didn't buy it. I'm saying when we were
okay. All right.
Yeah, I just don't like the smell of it. Bologna and bleach just kills me. Can't stand the smell of either one of them.
I love bleach,
but yeah, you'll
I don't like that bologna bleach either.
You'll eat that bologna if push come to shove. And it's sad that a lot of these families that never had to deal with this shit are like looking at it face to face right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and all because of a wall.
Right. You want the money, you want the wall.
Right.
Damn. I swear this is a small world. I just read what somebody said. It's not relevant to the show.
Oh, the biggest thing is these tax returns that might not be coming out on time.
It might not be coming.
Hey, man.
You want the money, you know what?
See, this is the thing. We haven't seen anarchy yet until someone realizes that tax refund check isn't coming. Man, that extra couple grand you were expecting because you didn't have those 4 kids.
Yep.
That credit, hey man, I'm telling you. And the thing that's even weirder though is that their refund check is going to be smaller because of the tax law that was passed this previous year. So you're going to feel it from that, but you're just not going to get it for a while.
Yep, you need no more $8,000 checks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you think I wasn't getting nothing no way?
Huh?
Let's see here. But anyway, we'll deal with whatever happens when it happens. Hopefully, like I said, they get this thing passed and we can just go ahead and end it, and everybody can go about their merry way, go back to their regular life.
I can't wait if it does happen. If they can do it, I just can't wait to hear his temper tantrum.
Oh, it'll be a tantrum, man. He'll blame it on everybody.
I swear, like he is honestly reminds me of what's the character's name? Commodus from Gladiator.
Yeah,
like
talking about Joaquin
Phoenix character. Yeah, like he wants to be liked so bad, but yet no one likes him. But yet it's like the previous warrior comes in and it's like, oh yeah, man, I'm so great. So it's like,
yep.
It's like they keep loving Obama. They don't love me.
Oh, and I did notice this. You really have to watch what you say about the president on your page, because they are really sending out Secret Service to people's houses.
Oh no, there's no joke. Yeah,
that's like when those people like say that stuff about Twitter alluding to something happening. I'm like, fuck that.
No, you won't do that.
Like you could say stuff, but don't say anything about like you want something to happen to him. No.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like the lady was trying to be all smart alecky with the dude, but you really did put, I wish somebody would shoot him between the eyes. I'm like, you can't.
You cannot. Yeah, you cannot do that.
Like,
I mean, the only thing about it is I do wonder, is the Secret Service affected by the shutdown? Because it might just take them a while to get your out.
Probably not.
They might.
I bet you they figured that out. Like, y'all working forever.
Yeah.
Because they're probably considered essential personnel, so they still got to work.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, they work for the Treasury, so technically.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So all you people out there being loose lip with your Facebook and your Twitter, better watch.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, I thought that was always common sense. Even when you had landlines,
no,
you don't say no shit on the fucking phone about that.
You got to remember. Think about the stupid things you see people post on Facebook.
Yeah. You still got people holding up drugs and money like, oh, I'm living a life.
Yo, I've seen random pages if you flip through like on Snap when you just look and it's like, are you really selling weed through Snap? Like, what's going on here?
I mean, if they're in the legal states, okay, but
no.
I know there's been times where these weren't legal states, so
yeah. I'm like, you say they doing all that and wonder why your dough kicked in.
Don't
trap it, man. You don't shut the fuck up, go to jail. You entrapped yourself. So once again, social media is not the place to vent your spleen.
Oh God.
You can vent, just don't wish to inflict bodily harm on any human being, much less the president.
Vent all you want. Don't write it down. Don't record it.
Thank you.
I mute them motherfuckers.
Yeah. You can go in your rooms. I'm gonna kill that nigga all you want to. Don't let nobody else hear it. So that's just one of those things you got to watch out with social media. It's turning on people now. So it wasn't your friend to begin with, and now it's definitely showing.
No.
Yeah. But anyway, enough of 45.
All right, enough about that motherfucker.
Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Doop 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 doop. All right, so we got a little music topic here. We're gonna completely go 360 on here. We talked about we like to talk about music on the show. I don't know if anybody that's listening now ever listen to the past shows, but we do talk about music quite a bit. And Sosa brought up a good topic the other day about the best labels for hip hop. I don't even think you can do that anymore. Is anybody even signed to a label now?
Yeah, it's a lot, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but they're only for like one song or one record deal.
Right.
You get the fuck out of here. Because we know you ain't gonna be important next year.
So, for shits and giggles, we're gonna talk about old music because that's what we know.
Hey.
So what's your favorite label?
I'm not gonna say it's my favorite label. But as far as I'm concerned, the most important, the most relevant label ever in hip hop is Ruthless. Because we are still feeling their influence.
Who's some of the artists?
You got to give some examples so people don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because you just say Ruthless. Somebody listen to this and be like, okay.
So Ruthless Records is Eazy-E and Jerry Heller, they bought around NWA. And just think of everything that spawned from there. You got Dre left.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what he did as far as his career. Ice Cube left. You know what he done, not just musically, but in general, movie-wise. Eazy-E turned around and signed Bone Thugs and Harmony, Black Eyed Peas. I give a fuck about Fergie, but I mean those other two groups are good. Going back to Dre, what did Dre do? Snoop, Warren G. Probably his biggest name, Eminem. And
Dre was part of Ruthless?
Yeah, because he was NWA.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Okay.
And then Eminem turned around and signed 50. So, like, we're still, and then 50 got Power. So we're still feeling they're direct descendants of what Ruthless did, is what I'm saying. If that makes any sense. So that's my take on it. Everybody still watches Friday. That's Ice Cube. Ice Cube came from NWA. I'm sure people still fuck with Snoop. Well, he's a Ruthless. Even though Dre was, Dre was not too 2 companies removed, but he was a company removed because he did Death Row right after that, and that's where Snoop comes in. So I'm looking at the influence coming from Ruthless. People might say Def Jam. Say what?
What's going on with Izzo camera?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. What does it do?
It's you blacked out.
Oh, okay.
I think Secret Service at your door. We'll talk to that. But a lot of people might say Def Jam, but I mean, Def Jam had what? The last thing Def Jam influenced.
Oh yeah, they're dead as a doorknob.
I mean, I love them, and I should have prefaced this with my preference is East Coast. I grew up East Coast, but I have love for West Coast music. But as far as I'm concerned, Ruthless just, I mean, it's just everything they touched back then, we're still feeling it now.
I got a question that ain't really mine. I don't know if I necessarily have one because a lot of them did it. What about Raucus?
Raucus was dope, but they mostly dealt with a lot of independents.
They did. Because I didn't even realize Company Flow was on Raucus, which LP, aka Run the Jewels. So shit. He's making tons of money, buckets of it right now.
And I'm not knocking any label, but and Raucus was dope. They had a dope roster at one point. Yeah. I'm sure they still, you know.
I'm looking at Bo Steph, Eminem, Taleb, High Tech, Company Flow.
Yeah. I think they had. I think they're the ones that put out Lyricist Lounge, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they did. They did. Oh, they even they got a roster. Remember they put out that Big L album too. The Big L one. Yeah, I do remember that.
So they were dope, but I mean, as far as
Sound Bombing, that's what I remember from them.
Sound Bombing was dope.
Yeah,
that the cover was like a drawing.
Yeah, I still have that on my Google Play from my hard drive a long time ago.
But yeah, for me, pound for pound, or in general, I have to say Ruthless because they touched so much, and we're like I said, we're still feeling their influence through direct descendants.
As far as labels go, I don't think I really ever followed a certain label because I like so many different people.
Yeah.
But I mean, at one point it was who was Flip Mode under? Or is that
was Def? Was that Def?
Was it Def Jam or Atlantic? Because you gotta remember, some people were kind of a lot of people were managed by different people and then through the labels, so it was kind of confusing. Yeah, it was kind of confusing. Just like Mystical was like with No Limit, but technically not. Like he was kind of managed by them, but he was on Jive all that time.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't even remember that.
Yeah. It just says Warner Music Group. But anyway, that's what I followed. I followed anybody who was with Busta, who collaborated with Busta. It kind of branched off from there because I was just a fanatic. So as following a certain label, I really never did. I know I couldn't stand No Limit.
Likewise, couldn't stand.
Yeah, sorry, bro, couldn't do it. And he got another album coming out, or a movie or something.
Who does?
P.
Your boy.
Oh my god,
The Master.
Yeah, so I think it's a movie.
The wackest name in hip hop.
They said what?
That's the wackest name in hip hop, by the way.
Oh, I'm sure there are far worse.
Master P.
There are far worse. At least you're a master. You're not Lil. So I mean,
yeah.
Oh god. Well.
So I mean, you know.
Oh, OT Genesis is signed under Flip Mode.
You got a song that the beat knocks so hard, but I feel so uncomfortable hearing it. I look like Bay. I'm like, no, sir. The beat is hard. I'm like, dang, this beat knock. It's like, I look good. It'd be like, I look like Bay. I'm like, no, sir. No, I'll be in the gym like that beat rocking, and I forget.
There's so much ambiguous shit going on in hip hop. I can't get with it.
I'm gonna let y'all listen to that when the show over. It's horrible.
I don't know who the rest of these. Mickey Facts.
The spelling of his name just like sends my like inner grammar bot like nuts. I'm gonna write. Yeah, I want to spell check his name so bad.
Yeah, Genesis. Is that a Genesis?
Stop, yo.
But yeah, so I mean, a certain label I never really did follow. It was just certain hip hop artists that I did attach to. So, I mean,
so you weren't a big Bad Boy guy?
No.
I like Bad Boy.
I was Bad Boy. Bad Boy. I like Bad Boy before Biggie. I mean, not Biggie. Before Puff put his hands all in everything. Even though
so you never liked Bad Boy.
Nah, when they started doing the all that stuff, I was like,
yeah, I'm not a big Puffy fan. I respect him, but
because there was a griminess to it, there was still a street edge to it. You know, where it still sounded like kids trying to make money, but then when it became all about money, I was like, I'm done with it. So I kind of shied away from Bad Boy. Other than that, nah, not really. I was Dog Pound fan.
That's Death Row.
Yeah, so I was a Death Row fan. Somewhat.
And even though there was a different label, I still put them under the Ruthless flag just because that's where it came from.
I feel like we're missing something, and I don't know why.
Talking about like, we talked about Def Jam, we talked about Ruthless, talk about Ruckus.
Loud. They got Loud.
Yeah, Loud. I didn't think about that.
Was under Loud.
Yeah, I'm about to look at Loud real quick. Yeah, I know. Oh shit, they're right there. Mobb Deep, of course.
Mobb Deep.
3-6. Project Pat. Forgot about Dead Prez, Exhibit, Pete Rock, Raekwon, Jizza, blah blah blah. MOP, The Alcoholics.
Yeah, what label were Wu-Tang under?
They were technically under.
They were spread out.
Well, no, he's talking about the group itself.
Yeah, individual, right?
Because Ghostface wasn't on them. What was Ghostface under? Ghostface was not on Loud.
At one point, I think he was on Def Jam, but I don't.
I did know he was on Def Jam. I don't know if he was there from the beginning. I know what you mean.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't tell you who it was at the beginning.
All right, I'm about to look at Iron Man right now.
You said Method Man, what? Neither was he?
He was Def Jam.
Oh, okay.
He was on Razor Sharp, was under Epic, which means he was under Sony. Epic is Sony, isn't that right?
Okay.
I think Epic is Sony. So that, and then for Pretty Tony album was his first Def Jam album.
Okay, well
that album was hard as shit.
It was, but that's a little bit further down the line.
Yeah, that's 04. Yep. Yeah, we were mid college then. Fish Scale was hard. That was right after. Well, 2 years after that, that actually was hard too.
That wasn't
his storytelling
is amazing.
Wasn't Amy Winehouse song on that album too?
Oh, like part of it. Was it on Fish Scale or on More Fish? Because More Fish came out at the end of the year.
I think it was Fish Scale.
Boy, I used to love
because Wallets. He wasn't on
Bulletproof Wallets. Bulletproof Wallets had some good ass songs. Is that the one that had the Carl Thomas song on there? That used to be my shit. Never be the same.
It was in 02, yeah.
Amy Winehouse was on More Fish. That was
Ghost had a string. Ghost had a string of just dope albums.
Yeah.
He's still making albums.
He is. Yeah. I heard an album like 2 or 3 years ago. I'm like, this is actually kind of hard. Yeah, Carl Thomas, that was on Bulletproof Wallets. Never be the same again. Yep, that was freshman year of college for me.
So that was 02, 2001?
Came out in November 01.
Yeah.
Yep. That was probably the most popular single on that album. Oh, you did have Ghost Showers. I vaguely remember that. Alchemist made a couple tracks on there. That's interesting.
Alchemist is dope, man.
What's he up to? Is he still making stuff?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, he's
underrated as fuck, man.
Very much so. Very much so.
So who's your labels, Izzo? I want to hear this shit.
It's hard. Like you said it, it's like I'm trying to think. Shut the fuck up. I'm trying to think.
Rudeness. I thought it. He said it.
I don't know. It's like I thought about now, and it still doesn't equal up to the past. So I'll say now because I really can't think of the past. Because Bad Boy is like I like Bad Boy R&B. I can't lie. So Def, it was a little too glitzy for me, and it was kind of not say poppy. It wasn't everything I like, but I liked a lot of the R&B. But like now, there's only like one, and the people go, really? Like it's TDE is literally it now when it comes to quality. That's it. Like you got Absol, you got Kendrick, you got Schoolboy, you got J-Rock. Shit, you even forgot SZA's on the label, and it's like all these people have put out really #1 albums, and it's not that they're just popular. Like a Justin Bieber put out an album that goes #1 just because people know him. Like the shit's good.
It's quality.
Right. It's quality. Like, how could SZA put out an album about being a side chick and like everybody goes crazy?
I mean, a lot of them people can relate.
I knew Richard was going there.
But I got a question on TDE.
Yeah.
Does Dre have anything to do with them?
I think Kendrick, he was making songs with Kendrick on my mind is blank. It's been a long couple days.
Really have. That's not his people.
It was on for like Good Kid, Mad City, and Section 80. He did a lot of stuff with him, so that's why everybody thought that he was under Dre. But he did stuff under Dre. He was never really signed to Dre.
Okay, but I mean, there's an influence. Yeah. I mean, they might not be direct descendants, but you know.
Well, I apologize. It wasn't on Section 80. It was on Good Kid, Mad City.
Okay.
Yeah, Section 80 is hard as Section 80 is hard as shit though. Yeah. Like that Compton song, but that was made by Just Blaze, but still, like that song is hard.
Yo, Just Blaze is dope.
Yeah. Yeah, dog. I go down his albums. I'm like, dog, I could listen to like every song on his albums. He only got 4 hours with them shits are so good. What was that?
What are you doing?
Show us your hands.
Right. Whoa. Yeah. he chuckling over there like, whoa.
I was listening to y'all.
That was a good picture. Shut up. All right. Rich, did you have one?
I mean, I don't really have one, but I mean, in Sosa's discussion about Def Jam, that's where I was leaning to, because I'm thinking about like some of their past catalog, because a lot of the things that we, like LL Cool J, Public Enemy, all of those artists kind of came out of that mold. And keep in mind though, is that a lot of the things like with Good Music kind of started from there or came down that same pipeline. Jay-Z was the president and CEO over Def Jam for a while. So I mean, so there's an argument to be made there too. I mean, yeah, they're not doing a whole lot now, but kind of the track for where things are right now kind of a lot of it kind of comes from that same streamline too. Plus they also had a video game. It wasn't anything good, but they did have one or two, I think. Yeah, they had that
Def Jam Vendetta.
Def Jam.
I remember.
Yeah,
I remember that.
So I mean, you could say that too. I mean, it was a multimedia, like trying to get yourself into every possible platform that you could. So I mean, there's that.
So you're looking at impact of era versus impact long term.
Yeah, well, I mean, because even long term, I mean, there's arguments to be made for the music that some of those artists created is kind of, we would like to say, right? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I mean, I'm not saying like it's like they're the greatest label ever, but I mean, I would say that in some respects that that would kind of be where I was kind of pointing to. But I mean, I think your argument is sound for yours as well.
Anybody on either roster,
right,
dead or alive, can go out on tour and make money.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so absolutely.
I can't argue that. That's a legit point. I mean, you could argue. I mean, shit, LL Cool J still relevant on TV.
Who was the first crossover rapper? Was like crossover talking about like in terms of
Curtis Blow.
No, what was Curtis
you mean like to
as
music?
far as making it
for
for
music,
music?
or you mean
like,
making it in another genre?
Yeah, like
another
in another platform, because you know Ice.
You mean like Will Smith, maybe?
Run DMC then.
Fat Boys.
Or Fat Boys, yep. He got it out before I did. You right? Fat Boys.
Yeah.
Fat Boys is more. I mean, they did a song with Chubby Checker, but
first the Fat Boys breakup.
Fat Boys did their thing, then they did Disorderlies.
That is true.
Yeah.
Because I was
Run
very
DMC did
little.
Tougher Than Leather.
Yeah, that's true. But we were very little. But you gotta remember, Fat Boys, everybody knew who Fat Boys was. Run DMC was popular, but I knew Fat Boys as a little kid.
Yeah.
Because they would play it on TV.
Because Run DMC did Aerosmith. They did a song with Aerosmith.
Yeah. But it's still music though.
Yeah.
We're talking about crossover.
Yeah, I'm talking about crossover to like mainstream.
All right, so I'm saying let me rephrase that. Like for a rapper to go from one like type of media to a completely different one. So like LO went from rapping to TV.
I'd say Run DMC.
What else do they do?
Yeah,
well,
like what?
Okay, how about let's take that back. I'd have to say LL Cool J then.
That's what
he had small bit parts in the late 80s, early 90s.
The only reason the Fat Boys stopped acting is because they started dying.
Wait, two of them still alive, bro?
Started.
Buffy didn't die till like
started dying. Jeez, bro.
Come on, man. Don't put them to sleep yet, man.
No, I'm saying those
Marky D
boys.
And,
Prince Marky D wrote Real Love, didn't he?
Hey, that motherfucker's so behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
We done talked them up. We need to check on that man now.
Because you know how something pops in your conscience and it's like, oh
shit. You ain't lying, man. Fucking 2019 done killed a bunch of people already.
You're right.
It stopped though, right at the third one. It was like, okay, that's 3. I'm done. I'll be back though.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if you want to say Fat Boys, I mean that's because they was in Crush Groove, and then they did Disorderlies.
Now I will say the most out of any kind of industry, the most traumatic or the most dramatic move has to be Dr. J. This man went from the basketball court to doing kung fu movies with Bruce Lee.
Kareem.
I'm sorry, Kareem. I apologize, everybody. It was Kareem.
Wait, what did you just say?
The most dramatic move out of any kind of media into another media was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That's nobody.
Come on, Airplane?
Yeah.
No, man.
When he did the kung fu movie with Bruce Lee.
Game of Death or
this man kicked Bruce Lee in the chest.
That's a dope poster.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee kicking Kareem or vice versa. That's a dope ass picture.
Kareem kicked him because he left that big foot on his chest. Yeah, so I mean that's the biggest one for me.
Dr. J.
I'm sorry.
What the fuck?
He was kicking hoes out his room. He wasn't kicking people in the chest. I apologize about
that. Billy D. Williams, them bitches.
All right, so everybody gave theirs. I did want to talk about something because I'm real confused.
All right,
as I keep seeing it on my page, and I wanted to figure out what the hell this thing is. Everybody's screaming keto.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out what it is because like, oh, I'm on keto. I'm eating keto.
Yeah.
I'm eating a keto burger, and this keto salad is delicious. And I'm like, are you putting something in your food?
No, they eat ass, but they won't eat carbs.
What?
I'm not even gonna acknowledge that, bro.
So
we gonna slide right past that.
I found a definition of keto.
Yeah.
Keto diet is a high-fat, adequate protein, low-carbohydrate diet that in medicine is used primarily to treat difficulty to control epilepsy in children. The diet forces the body to burn fats rather than carbohydrates.
Okay.
Said as Atkins on steroids, turns the body into a fat-burning machine. The human body breaks down carbohydrates into glucose, which is used for energy or stored glycogen in liver and muscle tissue. So I still don't know what the fuck it is.
Basically, you don't eat any carbs. You eat mostly meat and fat.
Yeah, I've seen people do that at work where it's literally a lot of meat, and that's like, man, that just makes my heart hurt.
No, man,
I know it works. I've seen it work. Like I've seen people shred weight, but it's like it's not a lifestyle change. It's kind of one of those things. It's like a kickstart, but the thing is, when you go regular, you're eating carbs again. So
and you gain, man.
The body is weird. The body goes, ooh, there we go, and it's gonna absorb the fuck out of that stuff.
That's what I want.
Like a sponge.
Yeah.
This is what I've been waiting for.
Yo, that Atkins diet, that just I guess people didn't learn their lessons in the early 2000s because that Atkins shit.
Yeah, everybody like eating bacon. It's all, well, I'm on the Atkins diet.
Yeah, but like real shit. Like I've seen people like the keto has worked, and they even said it's like I don't know how long I can keep it up, and it's like I understand that because it's like you kind of just fall off. Like at some point, most people, 99% of people, will eat some of that other stuff again just because it's what you've been used to. Mm-hmm. Why did you laugh?
I get a little skeptical about this stuff because everybody's jumping on it too quickly. I don't think anything's really been definitely proven about it yet.
FDA gonna be like, it puts a hole in your asshole or some shit, and you
but I already got a hole in my asshole. Well, I'm gonna do it too. And I'm hearing this. And you get the people that do other studies and they say, "Oh, it's dangerous. Don't do it. It'll kill you." Because they're saying people are dying from doing it. I don't know how.
Because it'll tear up your liver and your kidneys. Because it's like it's basically like ketones or that protein. It's the protein that your body is passing through, and that it's burning that instead of it's burning and passing ketones through, which is just basically shredding up your kidneys and your liver. So I mean, like if you are anyone who has any sort of I'm trying to think like kidney problems, if you are diabetic, if you are there's a couple of other diet things that are basically like, don't do that because it'll mess up your insides. I think the thing people just have to realize is that if you just eat like a normal person, you be fine. Like you don't have to do like some paleo bronchitis diet thing. It's like
I eat a dinosaur marrow.
Right. Like you don't have to do all that. All you got to do is just if you think about it, your stomach is only the size of like maybe a little more than like to your fist put together. Mm-hmm. To your fist put together. So it means like if you think about it, it's like you don't need to eat that much. Like you don't.
See, I think what people don't understand is it takes I hate to get scientific, but it takes the brain about 15 minutes. Takes the stomach about 15 minutes to send that message to your brain that you're full.
Right.
So from that time when you're really officially full, you've already eaten 4 more times than you're supposed to. That's why people are so miserable.
This is why all you can eat buffets are terrible.
All you can eat.
Yeah. But see, that's why. That's why people are so miserable when they eat so much because they were full like 2 plates ago.
Yep. Brazilian steakhouse.
Oh,
unbelievable.
You can go to the Brazilian steakhouse and eat enough food to fit in your palm.
Yeah.
Not me.
I paid $7. I'm gonna get my money's worth.
Hell yeah.
But that's
where the hell are you going for $7 for a damn buffet?
How much is it now? I don't know. I don't pay attention no more.
Oh my God. So are you 85? $7 for a buffet?
Oh, he said 70. He said
70. I thought he said 7. Yeah. Oh, my bad.
I said 7.
See? Ryan's was never 7 in my life when it was around. Maybe Quincy's
we used to have Old Country Buffet, and that was $7 in the early 90s. So
Jesus
I don't
Christ. I don't want to know what they fed Joe.
Flashback.
Old Country Buffet was that thing they had in Sumter, I believe, in their mall.
They sold Razorbacks.
Ooh.
What?
Razorbacks. That's like the wild boar.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Okay.
What is going on?
They just catch them out the back.
Shit. Fuck you, Izzo. Anyway. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like fads. FADS. I don't want to.
He doesn't have to apologize for something 10 years.
I caught you fine. I was like, huh?
Yeah,
that's why you spell shit out.
Yeah, I don't like the whole popular pop culture diets, and I just think that's just the flavor of the month. Because before that, it was Atkins, and then it was something else, and it was Herbalife, and there's all this other stuff that people trying to find this.
You wrote Herbalife in that?
Yes.
Hey man,
because everybody was on that shit.
Pyramid scheme.
Everybody was on that shit, and nobody got rich.
Nope. People lost weight though.
Yeah, because they weren't eating anything.
The people who were selling it lost weight.
Snort some of this. Oh, okay.
Cocaine will make you
$300. You pay $300 for a shake and some tea, and see if you gonna eat regular food for the rest of the week. That's why people was losing weight. They ain't had shit but shakes.
Struggle meal.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna make a cake out of this milkshake. How?
That's how your brother made donuts.
That was way before Herbalife. But yeah, I don't know. And people keep bothering me about it. Another thing that people are doing too now is going vegan.
How do they keep bothering you about going on the keto diet? Like how
you say no, and they say why, and I say because I don't want to, and they say, well, if you do it, you will do this and this and this, and I say I don't want to. They're like, well, just read this, and I'm like, I don't want to read that either.
What are they, Jehovah's Witnesses?
I don't know what's going on. People don't take no for it.
I don't know. I don't.
Yeah.
I want to be fat.
Yeah. The vegan thing is what kills me because vegans are aggressive, and I think it's because they're hungry.
It's like it's almost like that's like an evangelical type.
Yeah. You know what they do to the animals? Yeah, they kill them, and they taste good.
Oh, it's so evil. I don't think anything should be here for us to eat. You know, plants are alive too.
I never understood like how that argument works because they scientifically proven that the smell that you get when you cut grass is from their pain.
What? You gotta go. Not you, but that gotta go. So that fresh cut grass,
fresh cut grass, like because there is a certain chemical that is released because it's like quote unquote their feeling of pain. I mean, it's an extremely primitive. Like it's not like they're screaming, but it's like that's the chemical that is released. So the argument is like whenever grass feels pain, that's the smell that they put out.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I mean, I never understood that either because they're always like, oh well, plants aren't dead; they're living things. You pull it out of the ground, that's dead.
Yeah,
right.
And as a matter of fact, it's not dead; it's dying. So you're slowly killing the thing.
Right.
People in general are fucking stupid. So
it's not. I mean,
that's people just like living in their own little world.
Well,
and they want to bring everybody else in their own world, and nobody wants to be
fuck your world. I want to eat steak.
Yeah. So
yes,
that's just something I've noticed a whole lot more vegan talk, which is good. I mean, if people are trying to change the way they eat, then that's fantastic.
No, I ain't got no problem with that.
Not my business.
Just don't make me a believer.
Yeah.
There should not be a belief system for the way you eat.
But I do remember when I was in high school, I had a teacher who was a vegan. And it makes sense now. She said she had to take like amino acid pills because if not, it'll be a deficiency. She'd get sick. And I'm like, when I was young, I'm like, so why would you be a vegan? Because how many essential amino acids? Like 13, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know.
Now I pay attention to it since I started getting healthier. I've paid attention to it.
I don't know.
First question up there too.
What's that?
There are 9 essential amino acids.
9. I couldn't remember.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Like phenylalanine is one. Tryptophan is one too.
Yeah. Tryptophan, valine.
Yep.
Phencyclidine.
No.
Lysine, leucine, iosine, histidine.
Not phencyclidine.
No, that's not one.
Is that a drug, Sosa? Sosa, is that a drug?
That's what I said. No.
Oh Lord.
Every time we start talking, you start talking about drugs.
That's angel dust. If you didn't know.
He always finds a way to bring it back to that, man.
Yeah. Nobody wants to try your drugs, Sosa.
Hey, y'all can be a vegan, but y'all can't smoke dust. That's bullshit.
Hypocrite.
Drink it.
All right, anybody have any
Brian drinking wine.
I am not. Anybody had any topics they want to talk about? Anything they want to bring up last minute?
I have a question. When the hell is the Oscars so I can quit hearing about Kevin Hart?
Oh, I don't know.
Let me see. Oscars.
Like, he's not bothering me, but I'm tired of them talking about him. Like,
he wins the Oscar for this last movie he doing with Walt White.
He won't do that until next year, I don't think.
He gonna walk up there with the ass-eating grin on his face.
Right.
Yeah, he's basically gonna do February 20. He'll do it.
24th.
24th.
24th
of ready.
This month already.
February 24th.
Jesus, we still gotta wait. I'm just sick of them keep talking about
it. The thing is, he's not even trying to make it a topic. He's done with it.
Yeah, I heard the Breakfast Club interview. He was like, "Damn it, y'all keep bringing this shit up." That's what
he's trying to move
for tweets that's 10 years old.
Yeah, so it's everybody else trying to make this a topic, and it's not. And I think that the people that are trying to bring it up, they're getting pissed because nobody cares.
Right.
It's not that nobody cares. It's just he apologized. We moved on.
Exactly.
Nobody cares. Does it again, but now we nail his ass. But
I agree. That's kind of how it should be. It shouldn't be like, "Oh, you're out of here." Like, no. And because he already apologized, it makes it even worse. It's like, that's a half get. So y'all still got 1.5 left. That's how
I was like, what if you said nigga, he was white man? But he's not, and he didn't. So it don't matter.
Thank you.
I mean, that's a valid argument too, but how many people have gotten over saying it and then what
well, I'm still calling him Terry, so apparently
I didn't.
The thing
like
is,
all those pictures, the pictures in big leagues last year, they came up with old tweets, or the fucking dumbass receiver from Philadelphia a few years ago who was drunk and said it.
Oh, he ain't in the league no more because he wasn't as good.
Well, what I'm saying is they moved on. Yeah. And they moved on for saying something terrible.
Yeah.
I'm not saying what Kevin Hart didn't say was terrible. What I'm saying is he apologized. He should be able to move on too.
Right.
And for all he knew, he had moved on.
Well, apparently, yeah.
Until somebody wanted to.
I guess he thought he moved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, whatever you try to do, man, if you ever try to get anywhere past where people think you're supposed to be, they're gonna bring something up.
You know what, man? Like I wonder at what point are we gonna just finally accept that social media doesn't mean anything? Because if you think about, all of us probably have said or done something stupid enough that will probably get us fired if we did it right now.
Probably like thirst.
Bill Cosby dropped pills before Facebook was ever even thought of, and he catching it now. So social media now will be forever your digital journal or whatever.
Right.
So
they held that waiting for Bill, because Bill did a whole stand-up about girls back in the 70s.
Times have changed, and that's I'm not saying by no means is it saying that it's right. It's just that things have changed and the climate has changed, and now it's like, nah, you can't really do that no more.
Yeah.
It's like with what's the guy from Iowa? Steve, is it Steve King?
Yeah.
Yeah, like he said something about like, so why saying being a white nationalist, why is that a bad thing? A white superiority, why is that a bad thing? See, like 5 years ago, I guess I'm not saying it was ever okay, but in this current climate and the demographics of America changing, that ain't really cool no more. So you can't just be like, yeah, white is right.
Yeah, because it's
I don't understand why some things have to be explained.
But you know what? But Sosa is probably because unfortunately those things were the norm.
Yeah, they were.
But that doesn't make them right. It's just it was the norm, and because it was the norm, it's like I don't understand why this is a problem. It's always been a problem.
Right.
It's just that no one has brought it to your attention in such a way to where, hey, this makes this group feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my point is, when it was a norm, it wasn't last year.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't 10 years ago. I would say the last time it was a norm might have been the 80s.
If that.
That's 30 years ago. So, I mean, things have happened since then. The fuck? Why we have to explain certain things? I don't understand. Have y'all watched Black Klansman? I haven't seen it yet.
I saw it in theaters. I like it. Brian, you saw it, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
I'm happy that they brought back David Duke's name to remind people that this motherfucker was a candidate for presidency.
Sure was.
Yeah. That was a reality. That was almost a very real reality.
Yeah.
But,
And he was a white superior motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. I just think we just gotta start whooping people asses. That's my solution. I mean, people ain't gonna learn. I mean, dog don't learn till you pop them in the nose.
Well, you know what? Remember, I think we talked about this like several times. Like either you're gonna have to physically fight them or deal with their money. And look what's happening with the shutdown. You deal with people's money. And now it's starting to be like, I don't really think that Trump's got the right idea this time because it's hitting your pocket.
Now it's right. Now he ain't got the and the thing about this wall, on top of it being a promise that he wants to keep, I think he promised a certain company, yeah, we gonna build this wall and we gonna pay you to do it. Right. And they trying to hold him to.
Oh well, he'll be all right.
Motherfucker.
Yeah. America.
So we're on Pornhub, Twitter.
Wait a minute, we're not on Pornhub. What did you say?
Not. Damn.
No. Anyway, if you want to reach us, we're on.
It's time to wrap this shit up. It's time to wrap it up.
If you want to reach us, we're on YouTube. We're on YouTube. This is the live feed on YouTube. We're on SoundCloud. We're on iTunes, and we're on Google Play Music. We're also on Podbean. I gotta update that. I've been slacking on Podbean, but all of our information is on the social networking websites that just named, all of our Twitter. So if you want to reach us, you can hit us up on our Twitter and get us on there. We'll answer any questions. If you have anything you need for us to talk about, you can hit us up on there as well, and we will adjust the subjects you give us. Until then, thank you so much, you guys, for allowing us to keep you company, and we'll see you next week. Peace. Push the button. Which button is it? Stop broadcast?
Push the button. Push the goddamn button.